Dr. Ferrito, it gives me a great deal of pleasure to present to you and the assembled guests Dr. Dennis Frisch, who has been elected President of the American Podiatric Medical Association.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you. Please sit. You're making me uncomfortable.
Dennis, before we administer the oath of office, allow me the privilege to say a couple of things to you. I had the distinct honor of being on the board when you were elected first 12 years ago. And you made an immediate impact on the board, and you made an immediate impact on me in particular. I think you can recall a discussion that we had at that time, and the topic's really not that important. But what you showed me was a talent that often is lacking in leadership. And being a leader has a lot less to do with having all the right answers to everything. It has more to do, in my opinion, with being able to listen to people, and also what you did was you provided perspective on a topic that we had, and you've continued to do that. And you taught me what perspective meant to being a leader. So I can tell you at this point, I have no doubt that you'll do an amazing job, and I can't be more excited to be involved in your installation, but more excited to have you as our president of our association.
Thank you.
Yeah. Dr. Frisch, you've been elected by your colleagues to the highest office in the profession. Your duties will be many and varied, and we trust that you will perform them to the best of your ability. I will now administer the oath of office. Please raise your right hand and repeat after me. I, Dennis Frisch.
I, Dennis Frisch.
In the presence of these witnesses here assembled.
In the presence of these witnesses herein assembled.
Do solemnly promise.
Do solemnly promise.
To faithfully serve the American Podiatric Medical Association.
To faithfully serve the American Podiatric Medical Association.
As President to the best of my ability.
As President to the best of my ability.
I further promise.
I further promise.
That I will be fair and impartial in my dealings.
That I will be fair and impartial in my dealings.
And will uphold the bylaws of the American Podiatric Medical Association.
New ones or old ones? And uphold the bylaws of the American Podiatric Medical Association.
That was good. All right. It gives me a great deal of pleasure to present you with this gavel of authority. I admonish you to wield it with courtesy, impartiality, and fairness, leading those who follow you gladly because you prove your willingness to listen to counsel as well as to give it.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Dr. Speaker, officers and members of the Board of Trustees, delegates, distinguished guests, APMA staff, family and friends, thank you. To my colleagues, thank you for your tireless service to our profession, and thank you for giving me the honor of leading you into the next year. To my family, friends, colleagues, staff, and guests, thank you for being with me on this journey to reach today's installation. You've supported me through long travels and late nights working on behalf of podiatric medicine. To the APMA and component staff, thank you for the assistance and support you lend to all of us. Our thanks cannot be overstated. Together, those of us in this room and our colleagues at home in their practices have made contributions and sacrifices to elevate podiatric medicine to its current status. Our APMA, our very profession, is the result of the collective efforts of tens of thousands of podiatrists over more than 100 years. It is the result of podiatrists coming together to fight for their practices and their patients. We've achieved so much together. We've made tremendous strides in education and advocacy and in access to new opportunities. Yet some podiatrists ask, is APMA still relevant? Why should I join? Why should I pay dues to our state and national organizations? My answer is this. Every podiatric physician has earned one thing. No matter what state you practice in, no matter your race, your religion, your creed, or your political beliefs, we all share one thing in common, and that's our degree. We all share those 3 letters after our name. We have all earned the right to practice using our professional degree. Our APMA is the only organization that defends that degree. There are many other organizations that represent special interests, and you should support them if you have special interests in surgery or in practice management or dermatology or pediatrics or any of the other myriad specialties within our profession. Those organizations help to advance our education, training, and experience throughout our careers. But the only organization that protects everyone who holds that DPM degree is APMA. Your first dollar should be spent with the organization that protects your right to practice. We are all stronger together. Some of you may know that I play rugby, and in rugby there's a formation called a scrum in which players link arms and position themselves and move forward as one unit against the opponent. That formation depends on the principle that unity creates strength. We must be strong and move forward together as we face the challenges of providing health care in today's environment. We cannot allow the few to support the many. Every voice, every individual counts when it comes to protecting our patients' access to the highest quality care. APMA works every day to advance our ability to provide that care, but some people question the value of their investment in dues. They believe there are too few tangible benefits, but let's take a closer look. See Ira's speech from yesterday. If you consider just a few of APMA's successes, you realize that there is a very real return on investment. For example, podiatrists originally were left out of the electronic health record incentive programs. APMA fought for us, and as a result, we had access to a program that rewarded us with up to $44,000 in incentive. Just last month, we achieved a huge success in collaboration with the California Podiatric Medical Association and APMA member Frank Case. Anthem Blue Cross Blue Shield, a major payer with influence in many markets nationwide, proposed decreasing payments by 50% whenever a 25 modifier was used. After much negotiation by APMA and its partner organizations, Anthem countered with a 25% reduction of fees. But through continued hard work and activity on multiple fronts, we succeeded in persuading Anthem to completely rescind this onerous policy. This victory, which by our calculations has saved the members of our profession well over $100 million annually, and it could not have been accomplished without incredible teamwork. The savings to every podiatrist more than covers the cost of annual dues. There's an old fable about everybody, somebody, anybody, and nobody. There was an important job to be done, and everybody thought somebody would do it. Anybody could have done it, but nobody did. The moral of that story is we each have a responsibility to the greater good, and our membership matters. Those of you assembled here today are the best of the best. You're passionate, you're committed members who give of your time, your resources, and your energy to make the profession better. I recognize that you understand the value of your membership. I ask you to share your passion. Explain APMA and what it does and the incredible value of having a strong national association. You can do that by being a part of the final 2 months of our nationwide membership recruitment campaign, and I encourage you to visit www.apma.org/grow for information and materials that will help you speak to other podiatrists if you find difficulty in just speaking from your heart, which frankly is always the best way. Speak from your heart about the benefits that are important to you. Whether you're excited about the potential of the new APMA registry to deliver much needed data about the work we do, or you're passionate about APMA's advocacy efforts, or you appreciate the annual scientific meeting and the education and networking opportunities available there, share your excitement about APMA with someone else. We're very close to meeting our goals for this campaign, and I thank all of you who've participated, particularly our state executives and staff who have championed this effort. If each of you would spend some time reaching out to just 1 or 2 non-members, we could make a significant final push to ensure that we grow stronger together. Talk to non-members, especially young physicians, about the recommendations from our brand audit. As you know, APMA engaged last year in a significant brand audit, and after this body encouraged us to consider how representative our brand was. The recommendations emanating from that audit and the significant research we conducted among our membership demonstrated that we need to undertake particular efforts to ensure our benefits are even more relevant to residents and other young physicians, and we're doing that. The bylaw changes we've discussed today also have the potential to affect significant changes in the makeup of our leadership, enfranchising even more young leaders and making APMA a more representative organization positioned for the future. I also encourage you to talk to those outside our profession. Talk to your legislators, speak to other healthcare professionals, talk to your patients about what you do and why it's valuable. Our recent consumer study conducted for April's Foot Health Awareness Month demonstrates that we're making significant progress towards our goal of educating the public. When asked why they would visit a podiatrist, Americans put foot and ankle surgery at the very top of the list. We're getting the message out. But we have more work to do. Only 45% of patients overall are completely familiar with what podiatrists do. And by all means, talk to young people. Visit your undergraduate institution, your local high school, your kids' schools. APMA is deeply committed to attracting a substantial, high-quality pool of applicants to this profession. But success depends on a grassroots effort, with every podiatrist making an effort to bring new students into the fold. Our APMA does so much. It's an advocacy machine, a rich source of education and information, a collector of data, a manager of resources, and a leader within the profession and healthcare at large. But at its fundamental core, it is really our APMA, an association of members, an organization that is by, for, and of us. Every voice makes us stronger. Let's move forward together, united, recognizing that our membership matters. I thank you for your attention and for the very great honor of serving as your president. Thank you very much.